Ever wondered how to make a Halloween wreath with your stamps? Let me show you how. Hi guys, welcome back. I have got a variety of little products. I have some Copic markers for some very easy colouring. In fact, we may not even do any blending. I might just pick two colours. We have the Spellbinders large and small circle dies from forever ago, and I've cut two of these. The smaller one is going to be for our sentiment and the larger one is just as a template, so I'll show you what we do with those in a minute. Then I have some cardstock. So this is 3 by 3 and then 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, 3 and 7, no, 3 and 3/4, no, 3, 3 1/4, 3 1/2, 3 and 3/4, and 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So hopefully you caught that. So just some layers, and I kind of thought like the layers of the colours looked like a candy corn as well, so that was the idea behind that. And then the stamp set we're going to use with some Memento Tuxedo Black ink, because we've got alcohol markers, is the Lawn Fawn How You Been Candy Corn add-on. And we're literally going to use this tiny little stamp and one of the sentiments, which I haven't actually decided what we're going to use, but we'll figure that out later. So I've got my little piece here, and I think I'm going to temporarily adhere it to the table, just because it will make life a little easier for me. So hopefully you guys can still see that okay there. Let me zoom you in a bit more. Right, and then I need a block that would be useful. I'm sort of organised. So that's just for my little stamp. So the one that is the template, so the bigger of the two circles, I'm going to sort of line up in the centre, and in fact I'm going to use this as a guide to see how far across and down I need the centre circle. So that's about right. So what I'm going to do is take a pencil. This is only a guide, so we will get rid of this in a bit, and I'm just going to lightly go round the circle to give me a piece to work from. So I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but hopefully you can. And in fact we can even use this later on if you want to. So now the next thing to do is to, again, just draw some light lines centered this way as well. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I have a starting point for my stamps. That's what I'm trying to say. So across here, this is 1 1/2, and this way 1 1/2 is here. So that's actually my center point. So just a light line like so. Apologies for the head. Just something like that. I hope you guys can see this. I know it's in pencil, so it might be a little trickier, but basically I've got 4 starting points. Then I want to go across. I'm basically creating a little pie, but it's so that it gives me points to reference when I'm sticking this, when I'm stamping this. So again, I'm just going to go, and this one I'm probably going to just eyeball a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, remember. And I am going slightly outside the circle line. So let's see how we do. We may have to do a little bit of, let's see, we may not, we might be alright. We'll see what happens. Let's give it a whirl. So my memento, I'm going to start and I'm lining up the edge of the bottom of the stamp with the edge of my pencil and sort of lining them up in the middle-ish of the like cross point. So there's the first one. And then I'm just going to work my way around like so, trying to get all those pieces on that line. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Working my way around. Now an easier way would be to start with a bigger piece of paper and then just cut your paper down once you've done your wreath. I do not do things like that, so I somewhat planned it out so that they're kind of even on all four sides there. Now that looks pretty good, but if I go in between, I'm going to overlap, and I don't want to overlap. So the next thing we need to do is grab, if I can find it, and apologies, it's going to probably blind you, some very, very bright post-it paper, and just on the sticky ends, just stamp out a couple of these. So if I'm just going to do a few of them. You don't have to, let's ignore that one. You don't have to do all of them, it'd just be quicker if you do all of them. Then we're just going to cut these out quickly. So this is an easy way. If you use some post-it note, it's an easy masking technique. I've used this before in other videos as well. So it's really nice, simple. And if the images are really easy to cut out, like these are, even easier. Cut kind of on the line, on the stamped line, so that you're not... If you stamp off the cut line, then it means that when you go to stamp it, your image next to it will be, you'll have almost like a gap. I hope that made some sense. So I'll do two at a time just to save some time. And then we'll just move the masks as we go. But you could easily do all of them, mask all of them up, and then stamp the next layer. But we'll just do the two here because, you know, cutting these things out is like watching paint dry. So you're going to mask those up. In fact, if I get a third one, then I can at least do two at a time. There you go, there's the bargain. Bargain chip. No? You know what I mean. So let's get that on there. Super simple. I always say it, but anybody can do this. Right, so let's do this. So now what you're going to do is take your stamp again, ink it up and go on the line of the circle, but in between the two of them. And these will look like they're slightly behind the other ones. So let's just move our little... Oh, I didn't want to do that one. Just move them around. Actually, I suppose two would work because you can only really... do them like this anyway, unless you did all 4. So keep making your way around. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And now your wreaths, oh I did it again. Now your candy corns will look like there's candy corn behind them. And that's basically your masking. That's how masking works. The thing you want in front is what you stamp first. Then you mask it off and then stamp over the top of that, and what you then stamp will look like it's behind the first image you stamped. I hope that made some sense. I've done masking videos before. I think I've got a playlist on it as well, so if you want to check that out, that'd be awesome. And then this last one, like so. Now, other than obviously having to mask a few bits off, wasn't that easy? I think so. So let's just get these off here. And now you should be able to see your nice wreath. Cute, cute, cute. I just want to rub the pencil marks out. Okay, if I can find an eraser, that would be useful. Aha. Right, so just gently over your stamped images, just rub all the pencil marks out, including your circle that we traced. And that should avoid anything when you colour them in, should avoid any mishaps, because sometimes when you colour in over a pencil mark, it obviously traps that pencil in underneath, and sometimes you can see it. So go lightly when you do your pencil, and then also erase it really nicely and carefully. But you should be fine. Like, don't go full Monty on it. Right, so all I'm going to do, I'm going to pick 2 colours from here that kind of match the yellow and orange. So I think that orange works there. So let's put that one away. And then yellow, I think that yellow. Just, they work together. So I have to remember which order this is. So it's white, orange. So orange is my next layer. Is that right? Yeah, I'm sure I checked this. Anyway, so orange and then yellow on the bottom. So just to save a bit of time, I'll show you one and then I will colour the rest of them in. And because we've used Memento, your alcohol markers will be fine to use with them. So let me colour these in, I'll come back and we'll put the card together. Right, so now that's all coloured in quite nicely, looks cute. I am going to stamp the sentiment. Now this is the smaller circle. I'm just going to use the same Memento Tuxedo black ink, and what I've done is taken 2 sentiments from that same stamp set and buttered them up against each other. That's the nice thing about Lawn Fawn sentiments, is that they do connect quite nicely with the right amount of spacing, which is happiness. So I've just got these 2, I'm going to somewhat line them up in the circle, and hey presto, we have a sentiment. Woohoo! And ta-da! So it's not perfectly centered, but it's fine. And it just says trick or treat, happy Halloween. Woohoo! Right, so let's get these all put together. So this is the card base, which I think it said was 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 squared. So it's 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 scored at 4 1/4. So yeah, just something a little bit different. I'm having a bit of a thing about square cards, so check out the next video for another one, a bigger one. And I'm just going to open this up like I normally do. Make sure I'm in the thing so you can see. And this is just going to sit in the middle, hopefully straightish. We're going to say that's straight enough. And then I have my yellow layer. Look, I'm even prepped. I've put tape on and everything. Aren't I good? So, you guys know I never do that. Right, so the black cardstock is the white cardstock, same white cardstock, is just off Amazon. It's just a thinnish cardstock. It's not super heavyweight. Black cardstock is Paper Mania. This yellow is Stampin' Up's Daffodil Delight. I've got tons of it. This is the Paper Mania texture in like the orangey colour. But use what you have. If you don't have coloured cardstock, you could always ink white cardstock. That could actually have a very cool effect. So this is simple layering, like so. And then my white piece with my wreath. We'll go next. This doesn't really matter which way you go because it's a wreath. Looks good enough. This is where I lift it up and it's like, woo. It's not, it's fine. Now this piece I think I might just pop up just because we can. You know, why not, hey? Let's just do 2. Normally I'd do more, but that'll do. Let's just pop this on here. Hopefully straightish. Oh, I have to lift it up, that is not in the middle. Nope, see, cannot do it, guys. Let's go with that. It's as straight as it's going to get right now. So there you go, guys. Super, super easy to do. Little bit of masking, but these are easy to cut out. And yeah, one trick or treat candy corn little card. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you are enjoying some of the Halloween stuff I've done this year, and thanks for staying till the end. And yeah, I will see you in the next one, guys. Happy Halloween. Woo! Bye for now.